Welcome to the Who We Be podcast. My name is Nina Scott. I'm so excited to have you guys. I want to say good morning so bad. It is 8:32, Sunday, July 13th. This episode will be filmed, I want to say like 2.5 months after a great portion of the first part of this season. I think the first 4 to 5 episodes were filmed before this one. After a 4 year, maybe 4.5, after 4.5 years, I'm finally getting back into this. I'm hesitant to come out and tell, I'm hesitant to come out. I'm hesitant to tell you guys all the reasons why it's taken 4 years, all the reasons why it has taken me into the 7th month of this year to get this out. Can I be honest? Let me be honest. Let's start this with some honesty. Let's start this relationship with truth and honesty and a word. Let's start it there. The truth is that I graduated college in 2021 and I came out of that right in the midst of COVID and I had no idea what I was doing. And I did not have the guidance or the direction that I thought that I would have. And I felt like I had no time for my passions. Like I had to hurry up and get my life together. Just so that we both know, the life still is not together. So like but I felt like I had to get my life together. I felt like I had to um sacrifice this joy and this fun for something practical. Now that I'm in this space where I have a job and I have health insurance and I have a predictable schedule and I have a life that I feel like allows room for creative freedom. I'm here making this podcast again. My whole life was built around this idea that I go to college, and after college, my life is going to be better. My life is going to be good. I'm going to have everything that I need. There will be no worries like a job. Oh, honey, this is the way that people get jobs. Okay. Do you want to be so and so doing so and so for the rest of your life? No, you want a job and you want health insurance. Okay, fine. I'll get the fucking job and I'll find the fucking health insurance. What they didn't tell you is that they are both hard to come by. A job, money, and insurance of any sort. Okay? Car, house, health. I used to say all the time, like, they lied to me. They lied to me. All those people who, my teachers, college prep lady, and my parents in my village, like, oh, just go to college. Just go to college. Not many of my family members went to college. Just go to college. It's going to be la da 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 da. All this shit. And then you go to college, right? And then this thing takes over the world. It shifts your whole environment. Now, needless to say, before that, it's not like we were on the pipeline. It's not like America was on a pipeline to sustain the life that they sold either. But once COVID hit, for sure, it was like, okay, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck is happening? What does this mean for me? And my dream was never like any of my peers. My dream was to be, I've always liked questions. I've always sought out answers. I wanted to get to know people. And I didn't know how to describe that. I didn't know how to get there. Why do I feel like I'm about to cry? Y'all, this is ridiculous. Okay, hold on. Wait. What's happening actually? Actually? Why am I tearing up? Actually, why are there tears? Okay, hold on. One sec, girl. Let me collect myself. Wow. What did that trigger? That was crazy. She was crazy. Okay. Well, the only thing that I knew is that I wanted to get to know people. So I went down this road, went down this road of psychology. And I was like, maybe I want to be a therapist and I want to help people get to know themselves. And so I go to school for psychology, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, if there's one thing that you good at, girl, it's that psychology, honey. You always been a deep thinker. You always been way too serious. Like, you always been chit chit chat 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 chatty. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go to school for psychology and I'll become a therapist. I'm doing psychology. I'm doing XYZ. Life just ends up happening. I'm already the therapist friend. I just figured out that when I thought about therapy and when I thought about like just what it looks like to be a therapist and things like that, I was just like, okay, that's not it. Like, I don't want to hear about people's problems all day. That's what it truly is that I grew up in a solution oriented family that I have a very low tolerance for other people's problems. I want to listen, I want to get to know you, I want to help you, but after I've given you advice, you come back, you're still thinking about it, pondering. Okay, understandable. That third time of coming back and being like, well, I kind of lose my mind. And it's hypocritical because I myself talk to my friends and I'm like, okay, so let's rehash that one thought about that one thing about that one person. I have a new perspective. And then it ends up being the same exact perspective, maybe just like with a different little bit of nuance. But I mean, like, nonetheless, we talk about the same shit. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Therapy, being a therapist, that's not for me. So then we go, okay, not a therapist. We're in COVID. I'm about to graduate, so I might as well just get this fucking degree. And I'm burnt out as fuck. I don't want to go get my master's. I'm moving home. Um, what do I do now? And what is it that this urge in me really, what is it really? Like, okay, it's not hearing people's problems and trying to fix them. No, that's not it. Or even that's a very, excuse me, that's a very immature and surface level idea of therapy. But I knew if that was correct in any scenario, couldn't do it. So now I'm like, okay, well, I still want to get to know people. I still want to talk to people. I still want to learn about people's life. And I want to ask questions and I want to ask them, like, how are you doing? And what is life like? And all these different things. And I realized that all these people around me as I'm growing up. So this realization and this talk that I'm having with myself is over the course of maybe like 3.5 years of being like, okay, so what is it that I'm really being called to? What is it that I'm really feeling? And then when I get to the point of right before, okay, well, let me backtrack. 2020, I started the podcast, right? October 1st, 2020, first episode of Who Will Be comes out. And I start that initially because I feel like I'm the only friend that lacks creativity. I have a friend that can crochet. I have a friend that can dance. I have a friend that can sing. I have a friend that can draw. I have a friend that can play instruments, that kind of thing. And I felt like I was really lacking creativity. But let's get into the paintings. Two of one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on my wall that I've done. But this was a challenge of channeling the creativity that I felt like I was born without. Not that I lost. I've been so serious all my life. I did not like cartoons when I was little. I did not like picture books when I was little. Um because I was in such a rigorous school and I took school so seriously and my mom took my education so seriously, I was eventually burnt out from reading. So I haven't read, like, gotten books and really read and enjoyed reading in a while. And anyway, so 2020, I start the podcast. I started, and it's really to channel my creativity, can channel my discipline. At the same time, I'm on a weight loss journey. I'm on a weight loss journey of losing like 60 pounds. And so every week without fail, no matter how short the episode, no matter how long the episode, no matter if I have my friends in my room and they're joining the conversation with me, I'm talking about the shit that we're talking about. I'm talking about the shit that's going on in my brain. I'm talking about the shit that's going on in my life. And I honestly don't remember. I remember we had a Vices episode about smoking and stuff like that. And I remember, I don't know. We talked about a lot of stuff, but it ended up being a 20 episode first season. And come February of 2021, I was like, okay, we have to wrap this up. Like I said, all that stuff happens in between graduating, finding a job, XYZ, yada yada yada, and then I'm still stuck at this place of being like, of having this itch of, I really want to get to know people. I really want to talk to people. I really want to learn about the world. I really want to challenge my life, and not just challenge it because somebody else is living this great life and I want to live life like them. So I want to get to know them so that I can live like them. Not that, but challenge my life and saying, like, this is what's happening in somebody else's world. Do you think that's not possible for you? Good, bad, or indifferent? I think about people, I still give money to panhandlers, to houseless people. And I, you know, the first reason I do it is because I cannot imagine the space they're in. Um, it's hard for me to ask for things. So I cannot imagine being in the space of needing to beg and begging all day, and how depleting that is on your spirit, how discouraging it could be. But another space is from humility of being, that could be me. Why couldn't that be me? Why couldn't that be me? People think all the time like we're above something or below something, or like you have your limits, your minimum and your maximum. Like there's only so far that you can reach, or there's this area, this space in which you live your life in, and some people believe that they can't reach certain heights, and some people believe, oh, I could never get that low. And on both ends of the spectrum, it's like, well, why couldn't you? Why couldn't that be you? And so as I started articulating and identifying this feeling of, I really want to get to know people. This world is losing community. This world is losing life and losing love and losing compassion and losing empathy. How do I implicate that in my life? And how do I share it? And the only way that I could think of is do what you do best and chomp them lips, girl. Pick up that mic and start yapping. Get to work. And now I'm in the space where I want to get to know the women that are around me. I grew up in this village of women. I feel like I learned myself best through others, and saying, I don't know about that, or I didn't think about that, or yeah, I agree with that. You feel me? And having conversations with the people around you and intentionally seeking out an understanding of a life that you don't live is very important to me. So my friend is having a baby. Girl, what the fuck is going on with you and that baby? What is it like being pregnant in 2020? What are we, 2025? What is it like being pregnant in 2025? Is the formula still short? What the fuck is happening? You get me? My homegirl getting married. Girl, what is it like to commit to somebody so young? Does your age, like, do you think about it at all? Or is it just like, oh, I'm in love and life is love? And you know what I mean? Like, what is happening? What's happening? My aunt who lost her husband, my godfather, what is it like to grieve a partner and have a partner for so long and feel like you have this new journey and new interaction with love and with grief and with relationships and with yourself? Um, what is it like? My aunt, who is the auntie of all aunties and is the auntie and mother figure to all, what is it like being that person for others and not having children? What is it like having that maternal instinct and having a miscarriage? And what does it look like to be a woman who is an entrepreneur at a young age? Be a woman who's been working for herself for years. What is it like to break up with somebody while you're still in love? Like, I want to know what is going on in the world. I want to know what is going on with my people. I mean, it's all about this conversation of how can I, number one, enjoy the reality that I'm currently living in? But two, how can I elevate myself so that the reality I'm seeking aligns with God's plan for me? How do I become the woman I'm supposed to be? And how do I elevate myself? How do I encourage myself? How do I build my confidence, build my self-love, build myself sexy, um, so that my mission is complete. Like Lauren London said, I just don't want to miss my mark. And even if this itch inside me, maybe if it's only for me, and through these conversations I get to know somebody, and it leads to a different life for me. I don't know what it I don't know. I don't know what this is supposed to turn out. It like it's supposed to look like. I'm done trying to figure it out. That's the third piece that's been stalling me, is saying like, okay, well, I want Who Will We Be to be this big thing, and I want people to listen to it around the world, and like it puts this unbearable pressure and burden on me. It's this broad question that says, our actions lead to some place. And you don't have to know where that place is, but you do have to be aware of the steps and the actions you take. Who do you want to become? And what does this mean to you? And how much do you love yourself? So, with that being said, I'm so excited to have you guys here for the Who Would Be podcast. My name is Nina Scott. Please join us every Wednesday at 8 a.m. We'll have a new podcast about love, life, friendship, dating, grief, finances, children, whatever, anything and everything. We'll be here. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great day.